Hey, howdy, hey, everybody. Happy Saturday and welcome to Disney Night Live. Gonna do things a little differently tonight. I'm gonna say hello and then I'm gonna pop out here and do our show shares and our intro and then we'll get into our topic. So fun show tonight. We're going to talk about the SXSW festival and Disney's ride announcements and all the cool stuff that they talked about over a week ago in Austin, Texas. And as always, this show from Disney Night Live and all of our live streams are brought to you by our friends and sponsor, DMagicWorld.com. DMagicWorld.com is a 24/7 streaming Disney music station. Check them out if you're into Disney music, parks music, and movie music. They've got it all for you. And so check out our sponsor, DMagic World. And we're going to be right back. We're going to do our show shares, enjoy some music, and grab a drink, grab a snack, and see you guys in a few minutes. Hello and welcome back. Happy Saturday. Hello to Disney Night Live. What's going on, everyone?
Not much. Good evening.
Good evening. Kim is asking if we're live on Facebook. We're kind of live on Facebook, Kim. I think we're live in my feed and in the group. Hello to everybody tuning in. And we're going to see if the stream to the group goes live now, but I highly doubt it. So, you know how those things go. But anyway, so we're live all over everywhere else. We're live on Instagram, YouTube. We're live in the group. Okay. And hello to, let's see. I saw some comments earlier. Hello to Lily in Michigan. Hello to Andrew from Accessible Adventures with Andrew. We are happy to be here with you. We've got Mike and Becky, the Disney duo, and we've got Disney Don here tonight on this Saturday, March 15th. Excited to be here. Yep, Kim says you are. Okay. Yep. All right, cool. Looks like we're streaming in some places, which is great. If you could, please share us out. That would really help. Get this content out. We really enjoy doing these shows every Saturday, these live shows. And, we hope that you guys enjoy it and we hope others can enjoy it. So again, please share us out. That'd be great. Live shows. And, oh, there we go. Hey, thanks. We got Mike and Becky. That's all right. Fresh off their Walt Disney World trip. They're back and better than ever, refreshed. And if you saw some of their posts, looks like they had a good time. Hello to Charles. How's it going? Good evening, foolish mortals. I love that. Terrific. Thanks for joining us.
So you got, all of you folks that are,
go ahead.
I was going to say, for all you folks that are not in Florida right now, it reached 82 degrees here today.
I wish.
Wow. Oh.
And the mothership does not understand that they need to turn the air conditioning on in Florida before North Carolina.
Right. And Charles says, be careful, everyone, in Clinton and Oak Ridge to cover. There's a confirmed tornado. I saw that quickly before going live tonight. So in that area, please be safe. You don't want to mess with Mother Nature at all.
So we came home from Sanford, our trip on Sanford on Sunday, and on Monday they had that tornado go through Sanford. I was like,
right.
Oh my God, thank you, Jesus, that we got home like, the day before. That would have really been bad. Well, not to mention it would have put Rowan over the edge. I think he would have been done for.
Yeah.
Right. That's all you needed to add to everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He was already really, really nervous about flying because of all these plane crashes and stuff. And it was like he was on high alert to begin with. So if that would have happened, that would have been the end of him ever flying, I think.
Right. Yeah, I don't blame him. I do want to say if you're watching somewhere other than YouTube, I could see your comments in the chat on my phone right now, but we won't be able to see them in the StreamYard. What do you call StreamYard? Third party, streaming service. We won't be able to see them in the chat. So if you want to head over to YouTube and watch it, then I can pull over your comments like we did here. If not, I'll just go. Kim said, nice. So I could see those comments and I can read them live here. But unfortunately, again, with this whole meta thing and Facebook and streaming, third-party streaming services, I can't incorporate those comments into the live chat. Hello to Joanne95T over on Instagram Live. Hey, howdy, hey, welcome to Disney Night Live. So as I said earlier, right before we did our show shares, I can see them, Kim, right now, right on Facebook on my phone, but they're not going to show up in the StreamYard chat. So I can't pull your comment up is what I'm saying. So if you go to YouTube and you make a comment, then I can incorporate your comment, by pulling it up, like Lily's right here. Hello from Michigan. So our topic tonight is to cover the SXSW festival that took place recently in Austin, Texas. And we'll give you a little insight to what that is. I'm going to share my screen and hi, T9, show you guys and let you know what that is. So let me just highlight this here. So this is coming straight from Disney Parks blog. And if I click on this, you can see that great looking man, Josh Tomorrow, SXSW, new groundbreaking rides and experiences at Disney Park. So this wasn't just a Disney topic. It is a annual festival in Austin, Texas, bringing together film, music, and interactive media. This was the 2025. Yoo-hoo, Kim says, yoo-hoo, big summer blowout. T9S, I can see your comment. She says, don't need any of my comments pulled up. They lean towards snarky anyway. We love snarky here.
We do.
We are as they come. So Disney was there, and Josh Tomorrow and a whole bunch of other wonderful Disney folks were there, just going over the storytelling and the future of Disney rides and parks. So it's called the SXSW Festival. And you can see here as I scroll through, they had a lot of great stuff going on. They talked about all the new, interesting things coming to the parks at Disney. And you could see Jon Favreau there. You could see the droids they introduced that will be walking around Disney soon. I know that they did them on a brief basis, but then they never came back from what I understand. There's Kim's crush, Mando. And forget this little guy's name. It's like Baba Yaga or something or whatever. But if you've seen The Mandalorian, this little character is hilarious.
He is. He's an Anzellan.
An Anzellan. I can't remember there's more than one in there, but the one of them has a specific name. And they just add a whole funny element to Mandalorian. So this is what we're going to cover. You can see Kevin Feige there with Robert Downey Jr. And we're gonna do some video watching and talk about the things that they talked about. So over here now, I'm over here now. If you're from around this area in Jersey and say I don't know about Pennsylvania, Mike and Becky, do you guys say over here now?
No,
no, that's an Italian thing, I guess. I'm over here now. That expansion better be worth the killing of a trolley car. Yeah, let's hope so. And we're going to dive into all these cool topics here. I don't know what that comment means, but I figured we would start with what I think might be, to me, the most exciting announcement from SXSW. And that is that they announced Walt Disney World Nighttime Parade is coming. And this is you could see it here. The Coco float that will be in this nighttime parade. It is called Disney's Starlight Dream Night Away. They were just months away from the debut of this. This is going to be a new nighttime parade at Magic Kingdom, Walt Disney World. It's about time. Hallelujah. We're getting a nighttime activity parade back. What do you guys think?
I'm excited about that. The one thing that I noticed, the last two trips, because we went in July and then just recently, and I did just from years past and been going for so long that you kind of get used to seeing the entertainment. It becomes part of your trip.
Mm-hmm.
You remember certain times, and you just know that you used to be able to see parades like so much more. There were so many more parades. Now it's like one at 3:00, and if you miss it, you're out of luck.
Right.
Yeah.
And
that's the 3:00 parade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you miss the 3:00 one, that's it.
Yeah.
There's not one at 4. Yeah.
Right. And so it's like it's kind of a bummer that we don't have the parades like we used to. So I wish they did more parades throughout the day. Yeah, but the fact that they're at least doing one more, one at night, and it's going to be obviously super cool because I'm sure it's going to be all lit up and stuff. Being that it's at night, I am excited about that, and I'm excited about like it obviously having new things too. That we don't see in the other parade.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Walt Disney World, Magic Kingdom hasn't had a nighttime parade since the electrical parade, right? The Main Street electrical parade, which was just so terrific and cool and kind of bizarre at the same time because the music was, it was like cool, tacky. I don't even know how to explain it properly, but it was just funny, and the floats were all lit up and beautiful, and so, but the other great thing about this is that Disney Starlight, a nighttime parade like this is so many people line up to watch it that if you're not into parades or if you've seen it before, you can then go explore the rest of the park, and the wait time should be down and a little less crowded in the rest of the park because so many people are on Main Street, taking in these nighttime things. So it really does help.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's the time to hit Tron if you're not into parades.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the things that I don't understand when they were replacing the show at Epcot, they're like, okay, we're stopping this show today, and in 3 days we're starting the new show. When they said, okay, we're not going to have the nighttime parade at Disney anymore, it's like, okay, when's the new show coming? And they were like, we're working on it.
Right.
And this whole time, I don't understand.
Yeah. Sometimes things don't make sense at Disney. I mean, Kim's saying, when is this coming? So here, Kim, at the top of the article, it says, we're just a few months away from the debut. Okay. So, this announcement was made, a couple weeks ago at SXSW, South by Southwest. And, so what are we? We're March 15th, April, May, maybe June-ish. Disney likes to debut things in summertime, right?
Yeah.
June-ish area.
I'm thinking maybe Memorial Day weekend they'll roll it out.
Yeah. So Charles says no exact dates though. Yeah, and Kim says thank you. But from the artwork here, it looks beautiful. I like that there will be some new stuff that we haven't seen before. I believe they have a parade like this or characters at Disneyland in one of their parades. So that would be cool to get some of that, because I think the other parks have really nice parades that we just don't get in Walt Disney World. So you see here some Moana float and a little different float for some of the princess and prince and princesses. I'm having a hard time talking tonight. Wow.
What, David, can you scroll back up to the first one? I was trying to catch what that was.
Right. Thank you, Charles.
Is it Aladdin, maybe?
This here is Moana. This here is Encanto.
Oh, Encanto. Okay.
Yeah, and then you get some Peter Pan. This float here just looks amazing. Coco.
It does.
I
love that movie.
Oh God, it is terrific. And Encanto. I thought both of them, the music and the movies themselves were great. Paint the Night. And Paint the Night, really, if you've ever seen it in person or like I've seen it from vlogs, it looks really cool. So yeah. I'd like to know, everybody watching, if you you enjoy nighttime parades. Is this something you do, or do you take advantage of the rest of the park while the nighttime parade is going on? Let us know in the comments, please. And then let me back out of here because there's so many other things that were discussed, at SXSW. So one of the coolest people probably ever is Robert Downey Jr. And he was there because, as you know, that Disney's really involved with Marvel, and so there were some cool announcements there as well. So I'm going to just go around on the Disney Parks blog and click on different articles, and we'll discuss them. Chant it with me. Single rider standby. It's basically free lightning lane. I mean, yeah, terrific. If it is not available in June when I go, I will be able to see it in September. So you've got two opportunities, Lily. Let's hope by the latest September it is definitely up and running. So let me click on this and hope the volume works. Oh, it does.
That thing down, I might jump the gate.
Who better to get the tongue just right than the man who helped bring Tony Stark to life, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Downey Jr.
Cool. Exit here from that. So Robert Downey Jr., and he does it at D23. He's made some appearances, and of course the crowd goes crazy. But he was there to talk about the Avengers campus updates for Disneyland, and there's some other stuff here that we can go over and run through about that. So let me just click on the Disneyland portion of it. And as you can see, again, there's Robert Downey Jr., Kevin Feige. I'm not sure who the other gentleman is here. I don't know if it says it. Okay. Kevin Feige, President and Chief Creative Officer of Walt. Bruce Vaughn, who is the Chief Creative Officer for Walt Disney Imagineering. Very cool. And here's a picture of Mr. Robert Downey Jr. None of us, from what I remember, have been to Disneyland. Is that correct?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. No. Okay. Are you guys Marvel people? And if you do go to Disneyland, would that be something that you want to spend time, taking in?
I'm like an odd bird. They have that typical like Marvel versus DC, Android versus iPhone,
Right.
That's like, there's always that iconic like competition. And I'm like weird because I really like Iron Man. I think his story and everything's really, really cool. But I also really like Batman. And I know they're totally opposite. And
yeah,
like Superman and Spider-Man's okay, and I know Spider-Man's like a big one at Marvel, at like DCA and stuff. Like that's
right.
That's one that they really follow a lot. So I don't know. It's not really for me too much, but I do a boys, and now that we adopted, RJ, he's younger and he does like Spider-Man and stuff. So he may be, somebody we want to gear that to next time. So we'll see.
If I was to go out to Disneyland, I would want to see the Spider-Man show because of the animatronic.
Yeah.
I want to see them throw that $1 million animatronic across the sky.
Yeah.
The stunt animatronic.
Yeah.
Well, and the web slingers.
Well, that's coming. So
yeah,
that's going to be really neat.
It's coming where, to a Disney World?
Yes.
Is it?
They're going to sling
know
this
if I would go on
$500,000 animatronic across the sky.
Of Marvel or
of Spider-Man?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they have that at Disneyland already.
Yeah, I have one at Disneyland already.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, is that coming to Disney World?
Not that I
also
know.
we can't.
Yeah.
You can't have any Spider-Man, Marvel. If it's already in Universal, it can't be in Disney World.
Right. That's why it's at Disneyland in California. Kim says, I get it confused. My faves are Iron Man and Black Panther. Kim, that is Marvel.
Yeah.
Lily says the Spider-Man show was awesome.
Yeah, I hear the web slinger is pretty cool. It's kind of like the same concept as like Toy Story Mania, where you're have to hit targets, but you're supposed to like do this out of your hands or whatever.
Right.
I was like, oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. So
yeah,
that would be something I'd be interested in seeing.
Yeah, let's see what this cast member here holding the Infinity Stones has to say about some things coming to Disney parks and Disneyland.
Continue loading Stark Flight Lab at Tony Stark's workshop. Initializing Stark Flight Lab system diagnostics complete. Repulsor status optimal. Stabilization matrix calibrated. Welcome to an advanced flight experiment designed by Imagineers with Tony Stark. Stand by for dancer interpretation. Robot arms influenced. Emotion in motion is engaged. Initiating pre-launch in 3, 2, 1.
Very cool.
That's Stark Flight Lab, right?
Is that a ride?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. They're marrying up two technologies. They're going to marry up Guardians roller coaster with one of the I can't remember the name of it, but the arm that they use in Harry Escape from Gringotts. It's
okay.
So they're going to marry those two technologies together
to make
eventually your roller coaster going to come in and it's going to slow down, and this arm is going to come in and grab your car.
Wow!
And then it's going to take you in the. It's going to simulate you flying in one of the Iron Man suits.
Yes.
So, but Iron Man is not something that they have to worry about because that's not at Universal.
No.
Is that what I'm saying? Understanding?
They didn't have it in Universal, so it's fair game. Wait a minute, did they have it in Universal? Iron Man?
No,
I don't think so.
Sure. I don't think they can have it.
Disney owns Marvel,
east of Mississippi.
Yeah, but they own.
Right.
What's that?
Marvel, they own Spider-Man too.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
Yeah. When they bought Fox, they bought all that stuff.
Okay.
And Lily says Web Slinger's ride was a workout. So in this description here, it says in Stark Flight Lab, guests are going to sit in a gyrokinetic pods and roll along a track before stopping in front of a giant robot arm. So this is what Don's talking about. This robot arm is going to hoist you into the air, where you're going to make several high-speed maneuvers inspired by Iron Man and some other Avengers. Wow. Then transferring from a track to a robot arm and then back again. Nothing like this has ever been done before in a theme park. Holy cow. I mean, if Guardians
if you're prone to motion
me
sickness,
Disney. Right. Yeah.
this is the ride that's going to put you over the edge.
Get those mechlizines ready.
We'll save that one for the end of the day then.
Seriously. Holy cow.
And don't eat an expensive lunch beforehand.
No.
Yeah.
No. You'll be wasting it for sure. Let's see what else the Disney parks has to offer us here. Let's go with something that I think is definitely going to excite my wife, Kim. New details for Mando and Grogu's Millennium Falcon mission revealed. So a new adventure is coming your way. Prepare to jump to light speed. So Mandalorian is coming to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, both Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resort. And this is going to be incorporated into, from what I understand, the Smuggler's Run, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's a new mission. It's a new mission, including those two.
Cool.
But they're going back to the original Star Wars line. They're not creating a new a new,
like what do they call it? Timeline or
like world?
Yeah.
Right.
One of the missions is going back to. You're going to end up flying around the destroyed Death Star 2.
Yes.
That's
the same one. You're in Tatooine, and then you end up flying around Andor, which is the planet that
the
Death Star exploded right outside of. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
So they're doing what the fans wanted. They were like, stop giving us these. We don't want to know about 3 witches that created the original Jedi.
Yeah.
We go back to what we like.
Right. Let's see what this has to say, and we can also watch this this short here, and you can see adorable Grogu hanging out in the little hip sack there from Mando. Let me click on this.
So, will you be flying Kim out to the premiere of the Mando movie?
Let's look around. Check the place out.
Oh.
This is the way.
Oh, cool. What was that, Don?
Are you going to be flying Kim out to be our reporter at the premiere of the Mando movie?
That would be pretty cool. But she's not going to get many questions out. She's just going to fawn over Mando like she did when she saw him in the park. That was very funny.
The restraining orders.
Edge. Yeah, seriously. She was so like timid about it, and she's like, "There's so many kids around, and they're trying to get near him." I just took my hand and put it on her back and pushed her right into the crowd, and then she got her picture taken with him. She got near him. So you can see a lot of different things. Kim says, "Haha." So Kim, they're going to incorporate Mando and Grogu into Smuggler's Run. So the scene will change as you're riding Smuggler's Run instead of what you've always seen if you've ridden it before. That'll change.
We did the Chewbacca
mode.
Right. The Chewbacca mode. It's good. I mean, it's a little different than the typical ride, but there's just little parts of it incorporated, and then you can hear Chewbacca's kind of like angry, like growl, in the background and stuff. So
right,
it's not much different, but there's little sections added to it, and then there's, I believe, another section at the end of the ride where the Falcon falls down through that like tunnel.
Yeah,
it falls again, and then there's another section to it, I think, that's maybe like a minute long, but that's it.
Okay,
but it's very similar to the regular ride. It's not much different.
It was so subtle that I was almost confused if we were in it or not.
Yeah, so this
me and my nephew were piloting it, so we were kind of focused.
Well,
this here says it's a new adventure. So I don't know if that means the whole thing.
I watched SXSW, and I thought it was going to be an entirely different ride from start to finish.
Right.
That's what it seemed to me. But
so last time I went on the ride, Marie was a pilot, and it was more like being in a pinball machine.
Oh God, we rode it with Becky and Mike and Rowan and Colton, and Colton and Rowan piloted it. Oh my God, that was hilarious. That was video. Becky had it on video. It is hilarious. We crashed into anything you could crash into.
Everything that was stationary, we hit.
Well, if life depends on Rowan and Colton flying us to safety.
Oh my God. It's funny because just last week I asked Rowan if he's interested in like learning how to drive yet, because he's very like skeptical on it. And he was like, no. And I said, you're not? He's like, Mom, don't you remember me on Smuggler's Ride?
If I can't pilot the Millennium Falcon, no. How am I going to drive a vehicle?
Right. And we were like, okay, touche. We understand.
Yeah. No, it's great.
Like noted. Good to go. I'm glad you're feeling real.
Start him out on go-karts. Start him out. Take him to a go-kart track.
Mm-hmm.
Then
those droids look so cool.
Yeah, these droids are very cool. These are going to be bouncing around. It says, But that's not the only thing making the jump from the parks to the movies and vice versa. You might see the playful BDX droids puttering around Disneyland before, and soon they're going to make a trip around the world to visit Walt Disney World, Tokyo Disneyland, and Disneyland Paris. And that's in addition to the little droids appearing in the Mandalorian and Grogu film as well.
Yeah. So
let's see what else it says here. Go ahead, Don.
They say they have the ability to learn. And I'm like, or is that like the vacuum that runs around the house that learns the outline of the house and where all your furniture is?
The iRobot.
Those,
Yeah.
The Roomba things.
Yeah.
So if these little guys have the ability to learn, my suggestion is when you're in the park, be nice to them.
Yes.
Because when they take over the world, hopefully they'll remember that you were nice to them.
Yeah.
I hope it's not like the Roombas. I had a Roomba and it would get itself caught on like a quarter of an inch thick carpet, and then it would tell me on my app that my Roomba was on a cliff.
When did you install the cliff, Becky?
It has returned to its charging dock because if it would have continued, it would have fell off a cliff.
But it wouldn't return. It would just sit on the rug, and then it would tell me on my app that it was no longer running because it was
frozen in fear. It was frozen in fear.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've got a Ford Bronco, and sometimes when I'm driving, and if it doesn't think I'm, I guess, doing a great job with the steering wheel, it tells me that I should probably have a cup of coffee. So I find that funny. I'm like, listen, I have 4 cups of coffee a day. That's not what's contributing to any of it.
Right.
Yeah.
When you say Ford Bronco, I'm thinking a 1968 V8.
No, I've got the newer little
big engine, small vehicle. Ooh,
I wish I had that. Yeah, those were awesome.
He doesn't have the O.J. Simpson version.
No, I do not. I knew a kid in high school that had one, and that thing was really cool. And he had an amazing stereo system in there that would, like, back in our day when we were younger, we had boom boxes and everything. And that thing was really cool to go around in.
Well, the epitome of stereos back in the day were called Alpine. If you had Alpine, if you had an Alpine
I had one.
stereo.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I had an Alpine stereo in my Chevy Monza.
Yeah, Alpine, Polk Audio, Blaupunk, Pioneer,
Yep.
My God, I just took a trip back to the old days.
Yeah. One of my customers,
back in the Crutchfield magazines.
Right.
When your mom gave you $100 for your birthday and you were right in the Crutchfield magazine right away.
Oh
my God, $100 for let me see. My first car would cost $600.
Wow. Yeah, and then you're paying $100 for a stereo system.
Well, the Alpine I put in was that 1981 Chevy Monza. I put a $1,200 stereo in a $800 car.
Talk about technology.
I've been there too.
This new Monsters Inc. coaster.
Oh my God, so cool.
That thing looks
looks really cool. And so this is coming to Walt Disney World in the Muppets Courtyard, right? This is going to
we're
be
Muppets Courtyard. It's
right.
Actually, there must be room behind the Muppets Theater. They're gonna blow through. It's gonna be behind the Muppet Theater.
Okay. Yeah, they're taking down Mama Melrose, and that whole area is getting wiped out.
Right.
So it looks like
that's where that's going.
Mama Melrose's looks like the building's still going to be there, but the restaurant's going to close.
Well,
of course, the Royal Flush will still be there, but
they are taking down both. Is it Pizza Rizzo that's there?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Pizza Rizzo and Mama Melrose, but they're making a restaurant.
Sushi Sam's or something?
Sushi restaurant.
Yeah.
There.
Right.
When I look at the concept art, it's like, okay, the shell of the buildings are still going to be there. Mm-hmm. And they're probably going to gut them and retheme them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and they'll probably take down the Muppet Warehouse. It looks like that's going to go.
That is going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This article says the upcoming door ride. So if you've seen Monsters Inc. and you know the whole thing with the doors, this upcoming door ride is going to feature the first ever suspended coaster at a Disney park and the first ever vertical lift. So showing off a new animatic of the attraction, guests are going to board the vehicle before being hoisted into the air to zoom into the door vaults. It's going to be an experience that's as memorable and fun as the film. So let's watch this here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Where'd it go? Oh, no. Let me refresh real fast. Oh, what did I do? How come there's... Oh, here you go.
5, 4, 3, 2.
That looks a little crazy as well. I don't know about you guys, but I got to get Jalen Hurts off the screen.
They said it's not supposed to be a very intense roller coaster. It's supposed to be something that like anybody can ride. It's supposed to be more of a family-friendly type of thing.
It's going to be
it's
on
not
the
going to be
level.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Maybe
Slinky or maybe Seven Dwarfs Mine Train level.
Okay.
Maybe something like that, but I think it's going to be more. It's going to be larger than both, I believe, from the way it looks. Just like as far as the track being higher and it coming down and then going back up. And I think if you were to pull the track apart, it's going to be straighten the tracks out. It's going to be far bigger than both.
I wonder if it's going to be similar to like the concept where they use almost like Mickey Minnie Runaway Railway or even Guardians of the Galaxy, where you see screens in your ride. You know what I mean? So that it's
from the way like a Flight of Passage.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
I think it's going to be along the lines of like Flight of Passage in the background, in a coaster, so everybody kind of sees this big, massive screen. Yet you're flying through it at the same time,
like Ratatouille.
Right, like Ratatouille. Yes.
Yeah, but so I think with this, you're going to be in these, and again, these are suspended, ride vehicles, so the first of its kind. Yes, Kim says likes family-friendly coasters. Yes, we all do.
Yeah, wait a minute. She also likes Space Mountain, so.
Well, I don't think she has a choice.
Mountain's not bad.
For me, it is.
Yeah,
I mean, it broke my back, but
I don't think I'll be going back on it.
It jacked my back up, but it's not bad. That's not a bad coaster.
Yeah, not until they have until they increase the size of the, so I don't get stuck in the cars.
Yeah. Kim does love Space Mountain, so does Colton, and they wrote it with Don because I sat that one out with Marie.
I love Space Mountain too. Nobody ever goes on it with me.
Yeah, well, that was also like at midnight we were doing that.
Yeah,
and then we had to run from Space Mountain all the way back to Haunted Mansion.
Right.
But we originally started at Pirates of the Caribbean, ran over to Space Mountain and back to. Yeah, that's the way Marie does her vacation.
That's the way it happens.
Yeah,
sounds like. Yeah, I knew Mike was gonna say it or not say it.
That's what we do in the parks every single time. We just bounce back and forth, and we walk like 5 miles more than we have to in a day.
Was it this trip?
No.
No, thank you.
No. So see, not this trip.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we progress in life. I am the one that does all the planning and worrying, and Kim's like, "Oh, we're going to cancel these things," and it blows my mind. But I try to keep it in same sections, or to make some sort of sense. But yeah, it's not always easy. So this next article from SXSW, South by Southwest, go off-roading with the new vehicles for Cars ride. So a while back, Disney had announced that they are going to be taking out, Kim says, stop it, David. You know it's true. Girl, you know it's true. Disney had announced they're going to be taking out Rivers of America. Is that what it's called? Yes, and the boat and Tom Sawyer's Island, and they are going to be putting in. This is in Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom, a Lightning McQueen Cars themed land, kind of similar to the Disneyland in California, but different. So they did a little bit more talking here at South by Southwest, and so that's what this article covers. Let's see. Cars attraction. They're gonna.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, David.
No, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna just say good. I say good riddance to Tom Sawyer's Island. We did it this week because we wanted to know. Well, I wanted to know because I didn't remember ever doing it before. But Mike said we did it. I don't remember it. But that bored me out of tears. I was like, this is unnecessary walking, unnecessary jumping around.
I thought it was cool. I mean, you're kind of like crawling around these caves and stuff. I thought it was cool.
No, that wasn't for me. I was like, this is ridiculous.
I'm more of like an outdoorsy person than she is.
Did you see the teacher chime in?
Yeah, Kim said, I modify the plans to the natural journey of the trip. It should flow organically. Okay. And then she says, what does she say here? I love time. Yeah. So here's what I like about Tom Sawyer's Island, but I'm not upset to see it go. You can remove yourself from the hustle and bustle of Magic Kingdom and head over there and be kind of away from the crowd, take a break, explore. There's benches. There's what are those tables?
Picnic tables.
Right. Picnic tables. Thank you. To me, there should be a small area over there like Aunt Polly's that's never open that offers.
No, wait a minute, it's not never. It's open like 2 days a week. Yeah, 2 days a year.
2 days a year,
Memorial
right?
Day, 4th of July.
They have some sandwich that's not served anywhere in the park either. It's like a fluff sandwich or.
Last time I was there, they were selling the Lunchable peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, like to me, that's a waste. Like, but I'm not afraid to see this go, Becky, at all. Especially for something that I think looks cool when I watch vlogs of it at Disneyland, Cars Land. Yeah, we always do Swiss Family's Treehouse.
We do too.
Yeah, we do it too.
And she hates it, but yet she still walks up the tree.
Too many steps. Yeah. Too many. If they put an elevator in, I'll do it.
My knees don't like it, but I still climb the tree.
Yeah.
One of these days I'm going to go up it and go, I can't get down.
Going down's not the problem for me.
Getting
Once I
up
catch
there.
my breath and I get up the top.
Well,
I'm just too out of shape.
This article here says they're using a customized production vehicle. It has sensors all over it, and we're taking it to test drives on our dirt track to gather data on how the vehicle responds to the different terrain. This is where we turn that feeling we want into real world engineering. You can see some of the concept art for the ride vehicles here. So then the Pixar team steps in and, they get the early concept sketches and they talk about, the vehicle and the ride's going to have its own name and number, just like a real race. And here is them testing the vehicles and terrain, if it works.
Yeah, they use the side by side to try to run this out.
Ride coming to Magic Kingdom. Our creative team
see Runaway Railroad and Ratatouille,
Arizona, identifying speeds,
trackless
measurements, and terrain to inspire the movement of the ride vehicle. Now, here in Florida, we created a track with a controlled environment so we can recreate our favorite off-road elements and tell a story through movement. This helps us test and adjust the ride track to make sure every bump and turn is as much fun as possible before we start 3D modeling for construction. Every ride through gives us a better understanding of how the attraction will feel. We can't wait to share more updates with you as we develop.
So, in Cars Land in California, Don, they use the test track technology, right?
Well, that's still is that on when they get on the high speed. That's a slotted track, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I believe. Yeah, it's like test track. I don't. The rest of the ride, I don't know how that works,
I bet you they take elements from Dinosaur, Indiana.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Right. I hope they don't pick that ride up since they're getting rid of dinosaurs and move it over to Cars Land
No.
and dump it in there.
No,
and
but
say,
Indiana don't
No.
have that.
Again,
yeah,
it's going to be open air. It looks like it's going to be an open air ride.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be interesting. Is it going to... Yeah, that, and the Florida monsoons.
Well, yeah,
maybe
but
it won't
but
be open air.
It's off-road.
I mean, there are other rides at Disney World that are open. So Kim says, I always feel like Test Track is broken and I'm going to fly. I know every time she falls for it. I'm like, Kim, it's great. I like, yeah. We need more Gigolo.
Test Track's always broken. That and Ratatouille, you can't get on either one of those rides. Like
we rode Ratatouille.
Keep checking and checking and checking, and they're always broke down.
Yeah, we had no problems. Last year we rode it 2 or 3 times, and it was good. But I know it breaks down a lot. But Test Track, we broke down on that years ago, right before the launch, and that we had a walk off, which was pretty cool experience. But
yeah. I always get stuck on the cool rides when they break down.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh and the American Experience.
Yeah, those are the ones you want to have stop while you're on it.
Right. We always get stuck in It's a Small World every single time.
That's torture.
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't get stuck on Carousel of Progress, because I'd find an extension cord to hang myself with.
It's always like 10-15 minutes that we're waiting on It's a Small World too. It's never
it's never like 1 minute.
In Carousel of Progress, that's an extra 10-15 minute nap.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
We've gotten stuck on Spaceship Earth quite a few times as well. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and it's like you can learn about like Papaya Reef for 5 minutes while you're broken over and over again. Yeah.
One of the neat places that gets stuck, Haunted Mansion attic. You get to look around.
Like
we got stuck in Haunted Mansion. When you're coming down the steps,
in the attic,
laying down.
In the attic where the bride is.
Yeah.
If you look around, there's like, wow, look at that. Oh, I remember that at my grandmother's house and things like,
There's a lot of stuff you don't get to see when the ride's actually.
That's the thing, right? You do get an opportunity to kind of see more things that you don't really notice.
Yeah.
Which I call it about Cars Land. What was I going to say? Oh, because Don, you were saying Florida.
I'm going to wait 3 hours to get on.
Yeah, Florida monsoon. So we were already inside for Big Thunder Mountain and got on it, and it was not raining, and then it downpoured while we were on the outside. And it's funny because we left dry, and I mean, I'm talking, we got pelted with rain to the point where it hurt your face, right? And then we pull back into the train area, and the people that are waiting are like, why are these people soaking wet? And everybody's like, oh no. And then they were getting ready to go out. And I mean, we were soaked to the point where we thought about buying new clothes. We were that drenched from this rainstorm. So, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world that could happen. At least you're at Disney World. What
the Cars attraction does look cool though.
It does. I want to know from you guys and from everybody who's watching or in the future on the podcast or however, leave it in the comments. Let us know what you're most excited about that's coming to Walt Disney World. I mean, don't forget they have the behind Big Thunder Mountain project that's happening. The Tropical America is coming to Animal Kingdom, but out of the things announced at South by Southwest, what did you see there? What we talked about tonight that you're most excited about? Lily John says Cars ride. I think that's going to be a tough one for number 2. For me, it's the nighttime parade. I just love nighttime parades at Magic. The Cars ride looks cool, and the Monsters Inc. ride looks really neat too. So
that looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
That's probably the biggest, most exciting announcement for me out of all of them.
Right.
Did you guys hear about the Epic Games and part of the announcement?
Oh, tell us.
It's supposed to be some kind of an online virtual ride park experience that they were talking about during SXSW.
Really? I didn't even see that come up. So
I don't know if it was like a VR headset or
wait.
It was something about incorporating the games in the parks into like an experience where it's either VR or it's just like a regular video game or something along those lines.
Now that you're saying that, go ahead, Don.
Yeah, remember they used to have this what was it? This sorcerer game in the park? Are they
with
kind
the
of
cards,
virtual reality game?
Yes.
I'm looking for it now, Mike, on the Parks blog, because I did see something with VR headset, like a. Let us see if I could find it.
I was under the impression that this was going to be something like that you could experience from your own home, not in the park.
Okay.
Really?
Something like you could, if you have an Oculus or maybe the PlayStation headset, virtual reality or something along those lines, you could just slap it on your head and then you could go like to Disney, through VR.
I mean, there are already things like that now. If you have a VR, I've gone on a lot of different Disney rides through VR, for the Oculus that Rowan had.
Really?
That's pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Cool.
It's not quite as the same as experience, but it tricks your mind to think it is, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm looking for, because I did see something now. I'll have to dive back deeper. Kim, I think they did announce it at one point that they are going to add Mando as well to Star Tours, right?
Yes, one of the cast members actually said something to me about that when we were there in Star Tours. He was talking to me about that. He's like, don't, make sure you come back and see the Mandalorian scenes that we're going to be doing. And so I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely something I don't want to miss that.
No. I'm going to have to find out more about what Mike is talking about, but another day.
I'll have to look into it too. Make sure I'm not confused.
So I'm always confused.
One too many cups of coffee for me today, I guess.
Yeah. This one. Go ahead, Don.
This is my second cup of coffee, but yeah. Everything that came out, to me, I'm interested in going to see. I'm interested,
Right.
So kudos to Disney. They actually, to me, they hit all the marks.
Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with any of these things they're introducing in these announcements, and it's just going to add more elements to the parks. Again, with this whole giant project behind Big Thunder Mountain, and we'll see what Tropical America shapes up to be. I mean, right now, Animal Kingdom's hurting because a lot of it's shut down. But, I'm always interested to see change here in the parks and new stuff. Because if you kept going back and it never changed, that would get a little stale. So there's got to be change, right?
Yeah. I mean, there are things every day that you think about, that every time you go, you're like, oh, I can't wait to see this again. You can see it 100 times and it's great, but it'll never get old. But still, sometimes, you don't want to do the same thing over and over and be like, oh yeah, this is great. It's like one of those things. It's like a copy of a copy of a copy. Eventually it just like it's not as good anymore as the first one.
Yeah.
And that's it. You're always chasing that extra excitement that you saw the first time. But
exactly.
It's funny you had said about the Animal Kingdom thing, David, because when we were there, that was my biggest disappointment this past week, because Animal Kingdom, I feel, is one of those parks. I know it's like your favorite park, I believe, right, David?
Yeah.
It's not my favorite park, but it's a park that I don't necessarily like to miss, because in itself it has its own, I don't know, excitement and nostalgia, and like you go in and feel a certain type of way when you're in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
And they didn't have any of they had no cavalcade, what are they called?
Cavalcades.
Yeah, the boat ones. They had none of them coming by. They had no like African music playing. They had no dancers or anything, like, you know how you could just go from spot to spot. You always hear it in the
Usually
background.
it feels very alive, and it did not this time.
It was not.
Yeah,
it was
like it's jumping.
quiet.
Yeah, you know,
it was
come
not.
in and you make a right, you know, and as you're gonna go towards Dino Land, there's always Kevin's walking around and that band is playing, and you know, you walk through Africa,
Nothing.
you know, and so yeah.
I was really like, I left there feeling like almost like I missed out on that feeling of Animal Kingdom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a little cheated.
Which is part of the culture.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
And we just didn't get that kind of experience this time, but
you already go into Dino Land and you're like, oh man, this is weird. It's like there's you know
that whole
big giant dinosaur. There's no, you know, all that's all
that whole center section is like all blocked off.
Yeah, it's all blocked off with the green, you know,
green tarps.
And it's like,
is the Dino Dig shut down yet? The playground, the
no,
Dino,
that's still there.
Still open. Okay,
yeah.
Everything in the middle is gone.
That section, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Dino Bites is there, and what is it? Dinosaur. What is the restaurant?
Restaurantosaurus
is there. And Dinosaur, the ride obviously is there, but it was just like, wow.
It was kind of depressing because it was like half, you know, torn out, and
even the crocodile.
We still got a long way to go too for this project, so it's gonna be quite a while. I mean, I still wouldn't skip Animal Kingdom, but you know,
no, but I just thought we're already getting rid of Dinosaur and everything there. You would have thought that they would have definitely made sure that they kept some of
had
these
things going.
You know,
I would plan my day differently though, knowing I'm spending less time at Animal Kingdom on a park day, and saying, okay, I can enjoy maybe more time at the resort that day, or go and do something else and kind of, you know,
Disney Springs for cookies.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's going to increase the wait time on the good rides.
Yeah, that too. Well, that too. Yeah, any of the rides.
As long as you hit Flight of Passage, Navi River Journey, Safari, and then, somewhere in there you have to get Mr. Kamal's Seasons Fries.
There's Expedition.
And then, I can't go on.
Cali River Rapids is down as well right now for a refurb. It's opening soon, but that's also down.
That's like half the park is down for refurbishment.
Yeah.
And then right before you leave, you stop and have a late lunch or whatever at Yak and Yeti, and then go.
Yeah. Me, I head over to the Nomad Lounge. I have a tempting tigress. Then I, head into Tiffin's and have my coffee rub steak.
Well, you also left out your Bopo balls.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah, we have to have the balls, the plentiful.
I had extra this time.
She sure did.
Yeah, she made up for everybody.
Yeah, she sure did.
One of the funniest things that's ever happened on these live shows is the night blossom discussion of the boba balls.
Oh, I never laughed so hard, I don't think.
Kim says LOL. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed tonight's episode of Disney Night Live. Again, we're every Saturday at 8 p.m. and then we put the show out as an audio podcast. So last week's episode is out now. I put it up earlier today, and so the Disney Night Live, the podcast. And last week's episode was about the 2025 International Flower and Garden Festival. So please check that out. Subscribe, like, comment, love, download, all the things you're supposed to do with a podcast. Please do it. And again, we remind you, check out dmagicworld.com, our sponsor, 24/7 streaming Disney music magic. As always, thanking my wonderful co-host and our folks watching live. Thank you very much for another great show, and we'll see you guys next Saturday. Thank you very much, Lily and Kim, and let's find our outro and say good night, y'all. See you next week.
Good night. Have a great weekend.
Goodbye.